Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is another weight loss update. So we're at week 104, I believe. Let me just check my, 104. And I went to group, and I stayed for group this time, but it was really big. But I will get straight on to what happened. As you know, last week I didn't go to group, so I'll explain the reason why this happened. But as you can see here, so here, as you can see, I stayed the same. So I'm still 13 stone 10, and I've lost 11.5 pounds on Slimming World. So, and I think in total I've lost 2 stone 6 pounds, including my previous years of losing, basically. So yeah, I wasn't particularly surprised. I actually thought I was going to get to group and I thought I was going to gain, because the treat day I had last week, I had too many calories. I think I had about 3,000 calories that day, which is a huge amount for me, and I think it probably made a difference for the rest of the week. Even though I kept my calories down for the rest of the week, I don't think it was good enough to try and lose. I think that was the main issue. I had much less kind of carbohydrate. I kept my carbohydrate to about 100 grams, which is kind of what I was aiming for. But the whole week I think went okay. I just think that if I'd had less on my treat day, I probably would have ended up maybe losing, but it might have only been ½ pound or something. I'm not sure how good this treat day is. I'm on my treat day today and I'm already like eating too much, you know. I feel that's kind of a bit of an issue, that, you know, with Slimming World you get 15 scenes a day, but I'm using my scenes on the keto coffee. So if I wasn't using it, then I'd be having like some of my treats on that day, and that would curb it like for the whole week. But instead of, I'm just kind of almost having way too much. But I'm happy I stayed the same. I was worried I was going to put on, so that was my main concern, and I'm happy I stayed the same, you know, that's good. So 2 weeks I've stayed the same. In theory I would have liked to have lost. I've got my orthopaedic appointment next week, and my aim was kind of to get to my my stone award with Slimming World, which is only, I think I'm 2.5 pounds away from that. I don't think I'll get it next week personally, but who knows. You can't be sure what your body's going to do sometimes. So that may happen, it may not happen, I don't know. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself trying to get there quickly. It's my journey, it'll take as long as it's going to take. So all in all, I'm quite happy with what happened. I was actually able to get a group. I managed to get some of these. So I'm happy about that. I've tried, I think, 1 bar today on my treat day, and there you go, you can see they look small for some reason. I don't know, they kind of look a bit small, but maybe it's just me thinking they look small. But they're exactly the same but smaller as the bigger ones. You know, there's a caramel one that you can get, which is 16s for the bar, or 1 bar is your healthy extra B. So I actually have some of those, and I used to buy them every so often, because sometimes I used to get sick of having chocolate on my hi-fi bars, whereas these ones don't have any chocolate in. They're really quite tasty. They're still sweet, but they're not like overpoweringly sickly or anything. But I think maybe if you ate too many of them you might feel a bit sick. I don't know, I do if I was to eat too many. So yes, I managed to get those. I was happy about that. So I fortunately forgot to get the magazine. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a queue when I was waiting, and I was sort of worried about holding people up, because there's a queue behind me to pay and then to get weighed, and I was sort of worried about how, you know, holding people up, you know, sort of looking at the store and stuff. And then I did think about doing it after group. I could have gone after group, but I completely forgot about the new magazine. So I'll have to try and get that next week when I go to group. I don't think I'll be staying next week, I'm not sure yet, but I might not, I'm not really sure. So I shall try and do that and get the magazine. I don't know if there's any good recipes in it. I like to see if there's good recipes, and I don't always do them, but sometimes it's nice to go back if you want and do recipes. You know, it's nice to have a, you know, a portfolio of recipes really. So what else have I got to tell you? So all in all, food wise, let me have a look at my photos. There was a couple of days for breakfast. I think I didn't have any porridge this week. I just couldn't stomach the thought of porridge. So I mainly had, there was a couple of days I think I had some raisin wheats, which I was just trying to get rid of because they were going sort of past their sell by date. So I had those to get rid of. And let's have a quick look. And then mainly keto coffee for breakfast is what I would usually have. And then I had my healthy extra B's. I was trying to change it a little bit, so I decided that I would have, instead of having like nuts, I haven't had nuts actually in a couple of weeks, but I thought I'd try some Covent Garden soup. There's some of them where you can have not a whole carton, you can have 300 grams of a carton and have that as your healthy extra B. So I thought I would do that instead, which was, it was really quite nice actually. I did that for a few of the days. The only thing was that the carbs were a little bit higher than I wanted, but I did manage to stay within about 100 grams of carbs every day, so I'm really chuffed about that. And I kept my calories down quite low as well, but I do sort of wonder if, I don't know, the weeks when I've lost a lot more, I have had carbs, so I don't know. Maybe it's because I just want carbs, I'm not sure, but you know, I sort of feel, would it be better off if I had some carbs in the evening? So basically I'm working on the theory that if I'm not at 100 grams of carbs, I can have something. So I think that might work, I don't know. I've not really tested that theory out yet, but that's what I'm thinking I might do for the rest of the week and next week. So we'll see sort of how that goes. Now if I go through some of my meals with you, I had, yeah, one of the days I had, I ended up not having the lunch that I took into work, and I ended up having something from a cafe actually across the road, which was just like a sausage, a little bit, tiny amount of baked beans and a hash brown, which was quite good. And then I ended up having the dinner, I think later on actually, and I think it was, from what I can tell from my picture, it looked like it was bolognese with some cheese and some boodles and some veg. It was quite tasty if I remember, yeah. And as you know, I had some raisin wheats. And then there was another day when I had pizza topped chicken, and that was really good. We had one chicken breast and a half between me and my partner. He quite liked it, and I put on some like pepperoni as well on it, and I did some like olives and cheese, and I had some the butternut squash swaffles as well, which I'm really getting into those. And then some other days I just kind of ate really weirdly. I was kind of like, there's one day I just had like a bit of pork loin, which was a bit bizarre. And there was another day I went over to my mother-in-law's, and I kind of shouldn't have had it, but I did. I had some soda bread, which I still stayed within my carbs, but I kind of felt like it bunged me up a little bit for some reason. I don't know why, I just felt a bit like it did, and I couldn't go. So that was another reason why I thought I was going to gain weight, because I couldn't go to the toilet for, I think it's about a day and a half. I did manage to go before weighing, but so I had that with a bit of peanut butter. And then there was another day I had, it was burger with some cheese on top, green beans and some mushrooms, which I'm sure I ate more than this. yeah, so another day I had, I think we were going to have steak, but we ended up not having it. So in the end we had some baked aubergines with some cauliflower cheese, olives, and I had some sauerkraut as well, which I haven't had before, but that was okay. Quite enjoyed that. I also actually made, at the weekend, I decided to make some eggy muffins because I seen another lady, I will link her channel below. I can't actually remember what her name, her actual YouTube channel name is. I think it's, let me have a look, let me check because I want to get it right instead of telling you something which it isn't. Katie Jane SW, I'll link her channel down below. But she actually made some eggy muffins and I thought I would give them a go. I'd made them ages and ages ago, but I haven't made them recently. But I made mine with the cottage cheese, and I also did a few of them. I put like 5 grams of cheese on top of some of them as well, and they weren't too bad. I'm not sure I'd have them again though. But I did put some like peppers, onions, and I put some little cherry tomatoes in the bottom as well. So it was quite nice. And what else did I have? I had some lamb rogan josh as well, which I've told you about, and I had that with some kale, I think it's tender stem broccoli and peas. It's not a great picture, but never mind. And then I also had for dinner that day, which some of my meals have been really strange actually, they've not been like proper meals at all, but green beans, mushrooms and cheese. I don't know, I don't think, maybe I wasn't that hungry that day, I can't remember. But another day bolognese with some vegetables, you know, speed food. I haven't had so much squash this week. I find that I've not had that much at all. I've had like a couple of days, but not every day like I have been. And then also for dinner, I think this was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. So I'm wondering where all my meals are because there doesn't seem that many. But anyway, yesterday I had like soup. I didn't have my Covent Garden soup in the morning, so I had that for dinner, 300 grams. But I also had enough to have a piece of toast actually. So I had a piece of the tasty wholemeal toast, 400 gram loaf, which is, I don't know how many servings that is actually, but it would be my health. It would have been my healthy extra, but because I didn't have my health, I had my healthy extra as a soup, I would have had to have assumed it. But I had that with some butter on as well, 5 grams of butter. And then also I still had enough, so I had a pancake with a little bit of teeny weeny bit of sweetener on it and a little bit of lemon juice. So I really felt yesterday that I'd really kind of managed to have something, a bit of a treat, as well as have all my meals. So I felt quite sort of good about that. Now I don't think in the week I had any sausages. I thought I did, you know, but I can't seem to find it on here. Let me have a look. No. I think I had lamb rogan josh twice last week from what I could see in my pictures. That is what it's looking like. But yeah, that was basically my meals. Nothing really very different, just, and I don't think I was all that hungry either on some of the days, so I ended up having not as much as I usually would. So that's kind of it really. So we'll see how we go for next week. I'm hoping to have a loss really, but I kind of don't know. I don't really know. I think this treat day might be kind of making it a bit worse really. I'll see how I go next week. If, you know, I might need to reconsider things, maybe. We shall see. But anyway, I'm going to go now and I shall see you next week. I'm not sure when I'll do my video, maybe in the week, maybe at the weekend, so keep an eye out. There might be a couple of other things going up in between then, I'm not sure, we'll see how it goes. But if you see something, you see something. And I want to say, oh, hello to all my new subscribers. I noticed I've had a couple more new subscribers, so thank you for coming and watching, and I hope you enjoy watching my videos and my journey. And for whatever reason you've subscribed to, whether it's down to this weight loss updates or whether it's down to my monthly favourites or dislikes, or whether it's down to the nail polish, I don't know. But thank you for coming and joining my channel, and I'm going to see you next week in my video for my weight update. So I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.